the golden rays of the afternoon sun dyed the familiar village road, Lily appeared in her neat outfit, a lovely backpack on her small shoulders and a conical hat on her head, looking every bit like a diligent student. She strode confidently, her round eyes constantly observing her surroundings with curiosity and excitement, secretly thinking of the cozy home where her dad was waiting. When she arrived home, the house was silent, as her dad had not yet returned from herding the goats. Instead of crying, Lily showed remarkable independence. She climbed onto a chair and sat properly at the table, just as she always did when her dad was around. Oh! Feeling a bit hungry after her school day, Lily nimbly went to the fridge and grabbed a carton of milk. Oh! Oh! However, an unexpected mishap occurred. While struggling to drink, Lily accidentally let the carton slip, and milk spilled all over the pristine white floor. Instantly, her radiant face changed, her eyes filled with worry and guilt. She stared at the spreading puddle, blaming herself for being so careless. Oh! Instead of panicking or running away to avoid a scolding, Lily displayed incredible intelligence and a sense of responsibility. I must clean this up before Dad gets back. That seemed to be her firm resolve. She hopped off the chair and dashed to find her helper. With intense focus, Lily gripped the handle and diligently pushed it back and forth. She didn't just wipe it haphazardly, she showed unbelievable attention to detail. Lily constantly bent down, putting her face close to the floor to check for any leftover spots. Even the tough corners under the table and chair legs were persistently cleaned, revealing her naturally careful and tidy personality. Once the floor was sparkling again, Lily breathed a sigh of relief. She carefully put the mop back in its place and returned to her seat to wait. At that moment, Lily's room looked like a battlefield that had just ended.
Ly ơi, Papa bảo này.
Lily didn't even notice the mess until her dad walked in.
Sao hả? Cái này Papa bảo.
On the cozy bed, clothes lay scattered like mini mountains. On the floor, t-shirts were strewn everywhere. Standing in the middle of the maze of belongings, her dad didn't get angry. He called her into the room, his eyes affectionate yet serious. Placing a hand on her shoulder, he gently said, "Lily, a room is like a house for your dreams. If you leave things messy like this, beautiful dreams won't have a place to visit. Let's keep this house clean together, okay?"
Đây nè, kia kìa, thấy không? Ly thấy không? Bừa bộn không?
That soft reminder made Lily feel a sudden wave of regret. She looked around and realized how careless she had been. With a determined nod, Lily began her mission to rescue her room. She sprang into action. She moved toward the bed, her small hands nimbly gathering every shirt and pair of pants lying in disarray. Each item she picked up felt like an apology to her room. Lily pulled the familiar plastic basket into the center of the floor. She carefully folded the gathered clothes into the basket. As it filled up, the floor and the bed began to regain their neatness. Taking charge of the cleaning made Lily feel very grown up. Not stopping at just gathering the clothes, Lily used all her might to push the heavy basket toward the washing machine. The most important moment came when Lily personally grabbed handfuls of clothes to put into the drum. She stood on her tiptoes, carefully pressing the buttons on the control panel like a real engineer. As the machine began to hum, Lily smiled with pride. She understood that tidying up wasn't just about cleaning a space. It was her way of caring for her environment and making her dad feel proud of her.
Ủa, xong lại con. Ừ. Giỏi quá. Chờ một tí nha. Đây, bắp đã chuẩn bị sẵn rồi đây, ngồi đây con. Nè, bây giờ mình lột bắp nhá. Đó, thấy không? Con bỏ đây này. Đó, đúng rồi. Tốt lắm. Để ta cắt ngắn ngắn này nha. Thì nó được dễ ăn ha. Đây là bắp này. Đi bỏ đây này. Đây nè. Đó. Mình bóc bớt này ra nhé, thấy chưa? Bỏ đây này con, bỏ bên kia. Đúng rồi. Đúng rồi. Bỏ bên kia. Đúng rồi, nè. Để đi con. Đúng rồi. Con đổ đi. Đúng rồi, rồi đó. Con bỏ kia đi. Tốt. Con cầm bỏ kìa, đúng rồi, giỏi lắm. Tốt lắm, đúng rồi. Đúng rồi. Bây giờ mình bỏ vào nồi nhá. Đây đi, đây cái này. Đây, vào đây coi. Đây. Vào đây đi. Bỏ đây vào đây này. Đúng rồi. Đây đây con. Đây này, đây này. Đúng rồi. Đây nè, đây nè. Bỏ đây coi. Rồi, ok rồi. Đi để lắp cho ba đi. Đúng rồi. Ôi, trời ơi, giỏi quá. Rồi. Đây này. Rồi, ok rồi. Thôi đi ba nào. Ba xem đi làm tới đâu rồi nhé. Xong rồi ra mình ăn được rồi nhé, Lý nhé. Ba xem đi dọn dẹp sao nè. Sạch nha. Thấy chưa? Nè. Đó, cái phòng sạch sẽ phải là được nhé Linh nhé. Thấy chưa? Đồ con bỏ đâu rồi? Đồ bỏ đâu? Đồ con bỏ đâu rồi nè? Có chưa nè? Giỏi quá. Một đúng nước đã xong rồi nhỉ? Không, bây giờ mình lên ăn nhé. Được không? Giỏi lắm. Giờ mình lên ăn nhé. Ha. Chắc là bắt được rồi đấy. Này là chín rồi đấy. Không ngồi đây con, ngồi đây. Rồi chờ bà tí nha. Này, qua đây, qua đây. Ui, nóng lắm, nóng lắm.
Wow.
Wow. Rồi. Được không? Đó. Rồi chờ bà tí nha, bỏ cái ly nha. Đi bỏ đây nè, cầm nữa nè. Không sợ. Đây, bỏ đây nhá. Đi bỏ xuống dưới đi con, bỏ xuống dưới đây. Đây nữa. Đây nữa con, đúng rồi. Đây nữa con. Đúng rồi. Vào đây. Đấy, đúng rồi. Vào đây. Ăn đi con, đây này, ăn đi, ăn đi, ăn đi. Kìa. Giỏi. Rồi đi nè. Xuống ghế đi. Giỏi quá. Đúng rồi. Ngon quá. Ôi trời ơi. Ngon quá. Này. Ngon quá đi. Đúng rồi. Giỏi quá. Đúng rồi, ăn từ từ thôi nhé.
Perched comfortably on a branch, Lily munched on the crunchy fruit, her eyes half closed as she soaked in the view with the smug satisfaction of a CEO on vacation. But then, a thought struck her. Wait, why hasn't Dad woken up to play with me yet? Dad was still dead to the world, exhausted after a long night of grinding at work. Lily sneaked into the room. Seeing him snoring away, Lily decided to launch an obstacle course mission right on the bed. It's too hot for a blanket, Dad. When Dad remained unmoved, Lily switched to enforcement mode. Dad. In reality, she just wanted him to get cold and wake up. She climbed onto him, starting with some field reconnaissance, gently shaking his shoulder and staring intensely into his face, hoping her fierce gaze would pierce through his tightly shut eyelids. She began poking his face, tugging lightly at his hair. The climax of her mischief came when she grabbed Dad's toe and gave it a tiny squeeze. However, the giant only stirred slightly and snored even louder. Lily slumped down, her face falling and shoulders drooping so pitifully she looked ready to cry. Does Dad not love Lily anymore? In a stroke of genius, Lily bolted to the desk. She returned with heavy artillery, a bright pink music player. She placed the device right against Dad's ear and cranked the volume to the max. Upbeat melodies filled the room. Lily waited breathlessly.
Ly ơi, Ly! Trời Lily.
But the result was irony at its finest. Instead of waking him up, the lively tune acted like a grand lullaby. After 5 minutes of effort, even Lily felt the drowsiness hitting her. She curled up next to Dad's shoulder. And the two of them drifted into dreamland together amidst the blaring toy music. It wasn't until the sun was high in the sky that Dad finally jolted awake.
Có thể bạn làm gì Ly ăn nhé, được không? Hả? Ủa cái gì vậy trời? Hả? Ly mang đây hả? Rồi, dậy ha. Ôi trời, sao cái khăn ở đây nhỉ? Sao cái mang ở đây đi? Khăn lại nha. Gì Ly? Đây nè, đây là Ly. Rồi, qua đây. Rồi.
After clearing the battlefield of pillows and blankets, the two-member squad marched into the kitchen.
Sáng nha.
Today, Lily didn't just want to eat, she wanted to be a master chef.
Cái này nhé, rửa ăn nhé. Đây, thì muốn giúp hả? Đây, cầm đấy con.
Watching the way she helped Dad pick greens and snapped green beans into perfectly even pieces, anyone would be impressed by her domestic skills.
Đúng rồi đấy. Đây này. Đây nữa. Giỏi lắm. Tiếp nhé. Đây các bạn đi. Để các bạn cái này đi nhá. Cái nào hư là các bạn đi ha. Đây. Đúng rồi. Bỏ vào đây coi. Giỏi lắm. Đây coi. Bỏ xuống đi. Đây nữa này. Ui dồi. Hết nha. Rồi, ok, hết đây. Nhìn luôn, giỏi quá ha. Đây này. Bỏ lên đây rồi. Giỏi lắm. Đây đi. Đây nha. Bỏ cái đây. Đây nữa. Đây nữa đi. Đúng rồi. Đây nữa con. Còn đi con. Đúng rồi. Này cho hả? Này cho Ly hả? Ly nha. Được không? Đi rửa nhé. Bây giờ mình đi rửa ha. Rồi mình đi rửa nhé. Đây Ly. Xả nước vào đây nha. Đó. Cho một mắt lên bếp này. Này. Đó. Rồi, lên lửa nha. Lau cái này sơn đi nha. Này, nó thử đi, nó thử đi. Rồi, đấy đi. Giỏi lắm đi, đúng rồi, giỏi lắm. Đấy, mình làm sạch này rồi mình làm cái đồ ăn nữa nhé. Đúng rồi, đi giỏi quá. Như ba này. Ok đấy ha. Đây giúp ba này đi. Đi bỏ đây giúp ba này. Kia, bỏ cái đốt vào đây giúp ba. Đúng rồi. Giỏi kia nữa. Cảm ơn Ly. Trời, Ly giỏi quá. Một cách đi nhé. Rồi, mình làm rau ăn nhé. Rồi, đứng đây không nóng này. Nóng đấy.
The most intense moment was when Lily stood by the stove, her eyes glued to the simmering pot of vegetables, looking as serious as a supervisor, checking if Dad followed the recipe correctly.
Gắp đi, này gắp đi. Đây, gắp đi. Đó. Đậu này. Đậu đấy. Vào đây nha. Đúng rồi, con đứng né ra nóng nha. Đúng rồi đấy. Cô ăn hả?
Finally, the masterpiece was served.
Đi ăn nhé. Nhé. Lily qua ghế đi con. Đấy, con đấy.
Lily sat in her own chair, holding her fork with utmost politeness.
Ăn chậm thôi.
She skillfully poked each carrot and green bean, eating slowly and elegantly.
Ăn nhanh thế. Ngon quá hả? Ngon quá hả? Sao? Không ăn này à? Ăn này đi chứ. Sai rồi. Đây là chấm. Đấy. Đúng rồi, cái này hơi dai ha. Thấy ba ăn mới ăn hả? Đây, anh đi xem nhé.
To top off the hearty breakfast, Dad treated Lily to a giant glass of milk. With the straw in her mouth, Lily took a long sip, her eyes fluttering shut in pure bliss. A chaotic morning, perhaps, but a truly sweet one nonetheless.
Thôi hả?
In a peaceful countryside, two close friends, Lily the little monkey and Bebe the baby goat, were excitedly preparing for an important mission, heading to the field to help Lily's father harvest corn. Lily took the preparation very seriously. She wore a stylish pink checkered dress and a tiny, neatly crafted conical hat. Meanwhile, the well-behaved baby was fitted with a sturdy harness attached to a small, charming wooden cart to give Lily a ride to the field. The trip was going smoothly until trouble struck. The moment Bebe spotted some lush green grass by the roadside, he completely forgot the mission. Despite Lily still sitting in the cart, the stubborn goat stopped in his tracks and dove straight into the grass for a tasty snack. Seeing her friend refuse to move, Lily impatiently hopped down to pull the rope herself. The little monkey signaled and pleaded repeatedly. "Please, Bebe, Dad is waiting for us. I promise I'll let you eat all you want later, but we have to go now." However, Bebe remained headstrong. He planted his hooves firmly and strained his neck to grab a few more bites of grass. Ignoring his friend's tugging, refusing to give up, Lily used every ounce of her strength, gripping the rope tight and leaning back to pull the goat away from the temptation. After a long struggle of both persuasion and muscle, Bebe finally gave in. Lily quickly climbed back onto the cart, holding the rope like a spirited commander. The two friends resumed their journey down the small path, heading straight for the cornfield where her father was waiting. The journey was far from smooth. On the small path leading to the fields, the two friends encountered obstacles in the form of logs and dry branches blocking the way. Seeing Bebe struggling to pull the cart through, Lily immediately demonstrated her intelligence and agility. She jumped off the cart and used her small but strong hands to pull each heavy log to the side of the road. Lily worked diligently, undeterred by the difficulties, until the path was completely clear. Once the road was cleared, Lily climbed back onto the cart and they continued their journey together happily. When they arrived at the vast cornfield, Lily's father was already there, picking golden ears of corn. Lily didn't waste a second. She jumped down to help.
Đi. Thứ ba bỏ lên xe đi con. Bỏ lên trên kìa. Đi.
Whenever her father tossed a cob to the ground or handed one to her, Lily nimbly gathered them and stacked them neatly into the cart.
Đi. Bỏ kia đi con. Bỏ lên trên kia.
Thanks to the smooth teamwork between the father, Lily, and Bebe, the harvest went by quickly and was filled with laughter.
Đây đẹp nhất này nhá. Cái con này.
Once the cart was overflowing with golden corn, the three of them set off together for home. In a small quiet room, Lily, a tiny baby monkey, was still curled up like a ball of cotton in her vibrant lemon yellow outfit. Her father woke up first. He leaned down and placed a gentle kiss on her forehead so softly that he didn't dare interrupt her dreams. However, at the mere rustle of his jacket and the sound of his footsteps preparing for work, Lily's radar switched on instantly. Her sparkling dark eyes flew open. She sprang up and her short legs scurried after her father's tall silhouette.
Ngủ hả?
She followed him persistently, tugging at the hem of his shirt with pleading eyes. "Daddy, let me go with you." Softened by her adorable pouting, her father smiled and agreed. Lily helped Daddy get the basket. With her natural intelligence, Lily quickly found the bright orange plastic basket. Instead of carrying it normally, the mischievous girl flipped it over her head, turning it into a unique helmet. The sight made her father burst into laughter as he took her tiny hand and led her toward the lush green garden behind the house. The garden welcomed them with the earthy scent of plants and soothing greenery. Her father lifted Lily onto his arm, heading deep into the rows of passion fruit vines heavy with swaying fruit.
Ở đây. Đấy. Đứng im coi. Nè. Kìa. Đi thu hoạch dây chanh đi Ly. Kìa, hái chanh. Đúng rồi, tiến lên. Rồi, lên. Lên Ly.
True to the saying, like father, like daughter, Lily began to showcase her climbing skills like a professional circus performer. Her small hands nimbly gripped the tangled vines as she climbed high, picking the deepest purple, juiciest fruits to drop down to her father. Thud! A passion fruit accidentally landed right on her father's head. Lily froze in shock. Seeing that look, her father couldn't bring himself to scold her. He simply laughed it off and told her to continue.
Đây nè. Nè.
After harvesting quite a lot, Lily helped her father gather the remaining fruits from the ground.
Ăn đi Ly, ăn đây. Cảm ơn. Ăn con. Đây này. Đúng rồi, vào đây con.
They ended up with a basket overflowing with ripe passion fruit.
Đấy. Ngon lắm. Lấy kia nữa Ly. Kia kìa. Đúng rồi. Mang đây. Mang đây đi về nào. Rồi, đi về nào. Rồi, được rồi, ok rồi.
Once the orange basket was full, they sat down on the soft green grass.
Vào đây Ly ơi, vào đây ngồi. Đó, cảm ơn con. Vào đây ngồi này. Được.
Her father skillfully sliced a succulent fruit and gave Lily a taste.
Ngon lắm. Ăn thử không?
The tartness spread across her tongue, making her squint in surprise, but it was followed by a sweet aftertaste that made her squeal with delight. It wasn't just the taste of fruit. It was the taste of hard work and her father's love.
Ngon không Ly? Ngon không? Công của Ly đấy. Bớt trái ngọt quá. Wow. Ý trời. Được không? Ngon không? Thích nhỉ? Cầm lại, ăn đi. Đi về đi ơi, bên đây. Đây rồi. Dạ cứ. Ha. Về làm nước uống ha. Ngon lắm đây.
Back home, the small kitchen became livelier than ever. Lily acted like a dedicated sous chef, standing close by to observe her father's every move.
Đi đâu nhỉ? Cái đây ngoài được rồi. Rồi rồi. Chạy vào đi nhé.
Whenever she saw passion fruit peels on the table, she quickly gathered them and put them in the trash with impressive neatness, making her father very proud.
Chắc đi không? Đi. Đấy, đúng rồi. Vào đây đi. Đấy. Vào đây chơi chứ? Vào đây làm gì? Đó. Ôi trời mẹ ơi. Ô. Đổ nước kìa. Thơm quá trời ơi. Cầm lấy. Bỏ kia con, bỏ kia đi. Đi này, đây này. Đây này, bỏ kia con. Bỏ kia. Đó. Vào đây đi. Rồi, cứng thế. Rồi. Wow. Cho miếng nha. Cảm ơn cho miếng nha. Đây nha. Tôi làm vậy thôi nha. Đây, nè, cầm lấy. Con cầm lấy đi. Đó, con bỏ cái kia đi. Bỏ nốt cái kia đi. Đúng rồi. Rồi, đi qua đây. Qua đây đi.
The sound of a spoon clinking against a glass mixed with a fresh aroma.
Đây, rồi. Nè, qua đây xem này. Thấy không? Nè, cầm cái thìa này, chỉ cho. Đây, đây. Đó, đúng rồi. Mai mốt làm bartender nhá, thấy chưa? Cho một xíu đá nha, uống cho nó ngon nhá. Đây, một ly đây. Nè.
Finally, a golden, icy glass of passion fruit juice was placed before Lily.
Được không? Ngon không? Ừ. Ai da. Không phải đâu, đi này này. Đây, bỏ sữa đi con. Đây, bỏ sữa. Đúng rồi. Đây, cầm lên. Đó.
She took the straw and had a long sip, her cheeks puffing out in pure bliss. The summer heat seemed to vanish with that glass of juice made from her father's heart.
Mạnh lên con.
The long day drew to a close, but the warmth from the passion fruit and her father's care would linger in
Sao,
Lily's
sao?
small heart.
Không được à? À, được rồi. Rất đẹp.
As evening fell, Lily stood firmly on a wooden chair, waving goodbye to everyone with a radiant smile. Today, Lily sat watching TV in the living room as usual. Normally, by this time, her father would be sitting with her, discussing the show. But today, after waiting a long while, without seeing him, Lily rushed into the bedroom to find him. She nudged the door open and saw his familiar figure lying still on the bed. She approached, intending to tease him awake, but the moment her tiny hand touched his arm, a searing heat made her jump back. Lily's eyes widened. Her usual innocence vanished, replaced by a clear sense of unease. She didn't just ask idle questions. She peppered him with urgent inquiries, as if trying to pull him back to alertness. "Daddy, what's wrong? Where does it hurt? Why are you so hot?" Beyond words, guided by pure loving instinct, she pressed her face against his cheek. The radiating heat made her heart tighten.
Thì đau bụng chưa? Đau bụng rồi.
Seeing her father too exhausted to answer clearly, Lily began to panic. She sat by his side, her small hands gently massaging his temples, hoping to soothe the headache tormenting him.
Đầu có đi. Đau đầu đó. Không sao đâu nhé. Không sao đâu. Buồn thật. Đi từ đây nhé.
Daddy, let's go to the hospital. I'm scared. Her voice cracked, but her feet were decisive. Lily dashed to the living room to find the only lifesaver at that moment. The digital thermometer. Hands that were usually only familiar with these crayons and toys now operated the device with strange proficiency and seriousness. When the beep sounded, the numbers 39.4 degrees Celsius appeared clearly on the LED screen. She stood frozen, staring at the numbers in disbelief, then looked back at her father's pale face in a daze. Fear gripped her, but she didn't allow herself to cry. Realizing her father had a high fever, Lily reminded herself to stay calm. She nimbly went to get water and vitamin C.
Hai Ly? Ly? Mang gì đây? Đây hả? Mang gì đấy? Thuốc à? Có mở đi. À, cái này bỏ thuốc vào đây uống hả?
Every small action was filled with touching meticulousness.
Đó, đúng rồi. Vào đây nhé. Đây cái này vào đây đi.
She carefully unscrewed the bottle, dropped the tablet into the glass, and watched the bubbles fizz.
Vào đây đi. Chưa? Sao đi?
Only when the tablet had completely dissolved did she gently offer it to him, coaxing him to take every sip.
Rồi, bà cắt gì nhá? Cái này nhá. Này. Vào đây nhá. Bây giờ bà nghỉ tí nhá. Đi kiếm gì ăn đi ha. Thấy chưa?
When finished, Lily pulled the blanket up, tucking him in carefully to ensure no draft could get in. The room suddenly felt warmer, not because of the temperature, but because of the tight hugs and the kisses Lily pressed onto his forehead. It was the most powerful medicine, as if she were telling him, "Don't be afraid, Daddy. Lily is here." The next morning, from early dawn, Bebe arrived at the front yard and called Lily out to the garden. Indoors, Lily immediately went to the coat rack, took her conical hat off the wall, and tucked it neatly onto her head before stepping outside in the yard. She found Bebe the goat already harnessed to a wooden cart, lying down and waiting patiently. Lily nimbly climbed into the cart, took hold of the rope reins, and signaled Bebe to head toward the garden. The duo traveled along a long concrete path, passing through lush green fields. At times, Bebe ran quite fast, or the road became bumpy, forcing Lily to grip the sides of the cart tightly and remind Bebe to slow down. As they reached a narrow stretch near a grassy edge, Bebe moved too close to the shoulder, causing the wheels to slip. Losing momentum and balance, the cart tilted and flipped completely into the grassy ditch below. Lily was tossed out, tumbling onto the grass. She quickly scrambled up and rushed to the overturned cart. Lily stepped down into the ditch, gripping the wooden frame with both hands to push it back up. Since the cart was quite heavy for her small stature, she had to exert all her strength, shifting her weight and grabbing different corners to find leverage. After a period of hard work, Lily finally got the cart standing upright on the road again. Once satisfied, she hopped back into the cart, settled in, and signaled Bebe to continue toward the jicama garden. Bebe pulled the cart into an area where the vegetable beds were neatly partitioned with wooden frames. Lily signaled Bebe to stop exactly next to the jicama bed. She jumped down, stepped into the middle of the bed, and began observing the sprouts. With her small hands, she dug into the loose soil around the base of the plants. After some active digging, Lily discovered a large jicama buried deep in the earth. Then she returned to the garden to continue her search. She moved to different spots, digging meticulously and even using a small twig to help break up the hard soil. With persistence, Lily pulled up a second, third, and fourth jicama. Each time she beamed with excitement and hurried to add them to the cart. Feeling they had gathered enough, Lily brushed the dirt off her hands and signaled Bebe to prepare for the return trip. Bebe pulled the cart, now filled with jicamas and Lily, back home in high spirits. When they arrived at the stable, Lily's father was waiting.
Lily, đi đâu về đây? Hả? Anh đi đâu về đấy con? Anh đi Tan à? Ra đây xem nào. Trời ơi. Lily, đi nhổ đậu đúng không? Hả? Nè. Tôi để bà làm đậu cho Lily với ăn nhá. Nhá. Nè. Sắn thì ngon quá hả Ly? Bà làm cho Ly nhé. Bà làm gì với ăn nhé.
He used a knife to peel the fresh, succulent jicamas. The flesh was pearly white and juicy, looking absolutely delicious.
Quả này ngon này, mát này nha. Này ngon mát này, đi này. À. Thấy đi con. Này, của Ly này. Này, bé này.
Lily and Bebe sat together in the wooden stable. Lily munched happily on a piece of jicama, occasionally feeding a slice to Bebe. Both looked truly happy, savoring the literal fruits of their labor.
Cho Ly này. Ăn từ từ thôi con. Rồi cho bé nha. Ngon lắm. Con giỏi lắm. Nè, cho Ly này. Cầm đấy, cầm đấy. Cái này cắt đi nhé, thì mình cho em biết ha. Đi đi đi, đi vào đi ơi. Đi về nè, đi về nè, đi về từ quần áo nhé. Nè, vào đây. Đi về từ quần áo nhé.
Lily frolicked through the garden, her eyes sparkling as if searching for a dear friend. Finally, she stopped in front of the wooden pen of Bebe, her pet goat. After a few affectionate strokes, Lily tenderly fed her friend fresh green leaves through the wooden slats. Once the meal was over, Lily leaned close to Bebe's ear, whispering as if inviting him on an adventure. Seeing that the goat seemed to agree, the little girl began fumbling with a rope knot on the wooden beam. Even though Bebe hesitated a little, Lily determinedly used all her strength to lead her four-legged friend toward the grassy meadow. At the spot where a wooden cart was waiting, Lily nimbly climbed up, not forgetting to put on a conical hat that made her look like a pro. Once settled and holding the rope firmly, she gave a commanding shout, "Go!" With that, Bebe began to pull the rolling cart, taking Lily across the lush green meadow to begin an exciting journey of discovery. After leading Bebe to a verdant vegetable patch, Lily released the rope so the goat could freely roam for the freshest grass and greens. While Bebe was preoccupied with eating, Lily stayed close by to watch over her friend. After a period of activity and hard work under the sun, Lily began to feel tired and sleepy. She chose a clear spot under the shade of a small tree to rest. Using a rock as a pillow and her conical hat to cover her face, she settled in for a quiet midday nap, shielded from the sun. The image of Lily sleeping peacefully right next to Bebe, who was still leisurely grazing, created a scene of pure serenity and closeness to nature. Suddenly, a dark purple ripe fruit dropped from a branch and landed right on the hat, covering Lily's face. The impact startled Lily awake. After discovering the ripe fruit lying right beside her, Lily picked it up and placed it inside the brim of her hat. She then stood up and began picking more ripe, succulent fruits directly from the low-hanging branches. She worked with great focus, picking them one by one and gathering them in her hat like a professional. To reach the fruits higher up, Lily cleverly climbed onto a large rock near the base of the tree, stretching her body to reach them. After a while of diligent work, she had harvested a hatful of delicious ripe fruit. Exhausted from her labor, Lily sat down on the ground next to her harvest. She chose a dark purple plum and used her nimble hands and teeth to peel away the skin. Lily enjoyed the fruit with great relish. After finishing her portion, she picked up a large green fruit from the ground. Clutching it in her hands, she wove through the vegetable patches to find Bebe. Returning to her pile of plums, she carefully carried it with both hands toward the wooden cart. She poured all the fruit into the cart, preparing for the journey to lead Bebe back to see her dad. With the harvest loaded, Lily put her hat back on and climbed into the cart. Holding the rope, she signaled Bebe to pull the fruit-laden cart through the garden. Sitting tall and proud, she guided Bebe across the stone paths and vegetable rows to return home. When she saw her dad, Lily excitedly showed off her trophies, a cart full of fruit. Dad stopped his work, picked up the ripe plums to inspect them, and praised Lily for her hard work.
Giỏi lắm. Đi giỏi lắm. Nắng đi.
Lily sat in the cart with her dad, peeling and enjoying the sweet plums she had just picked. Dad remarked that the plums Lily harvested herself tasted exceptionally sweet.
Mặn nhạt ngọt lắm Ly nhỉ?
Not forgetting the companion who had worked hard pulling the cart, Dad and Lily offered some ripe plums to Baby. The goat seemed delighted and ate the fruit with great gusto.
It was a beautiful afternoon. Dad picked Lily up after school, and she was buzzing with excitement. Today wasn't just any ordinary day. They had a plan to show off their culinary skills by making kimbab, Lily's absolute favorite dish.
Sao có đói bụng không? Cái gì đây? Có đói bụng không? Đi làm đi ăn nhé. Làm đi nào. Hay mình làm trong cột ăn nhé Ly nhé.
As soon as they got home, little chef Lily got straight to work.
Đây, bạn xem có gì nào. Đây.
Dad acted as the head chef, guiding her through every step of the prep.
Làm này nhé. Được không? Hay không? Đây là chỗ mở này. Thôi để tí nữa xé nhá. Để mình làm cái này trước nhá. Làm cái này trước nhá. Nó mẻ đi, vào đây nhá. Đúng rồi.
Lily's little hands nimbly snapped the green beans.
Đây con. Đúng rồi, giỏi lắm. Bỏ vào trong rồi đi con. Đây này, cái rơi này. Đây nữa. Giỏi lắm. Đây nữa con. Tí nữa bỏ vào trong cuộn rồi đi nha. Đây nữa con. Đây con. Đây con. Để đi con. Đây này. Để đi. Đúng rồi, được rồi. Rồi, cái này xong rồi nhá. Giờ đến dưa leo nhá. Đây nữa.
And busily helped Dad prepare the cucumber and carrots. The kitchen was full of laughter until a small hiccup occurred. They were out of eggs. Dad gave Lily strict instructions. You sit nicely at the table and wait for me, okay? I'm going to the garden to grab some eggs. I'll be right back. Lily nodded furiously, promising to stay put. However, the moment Dad disappeared behind the door, the silence of the kitchen and a rumbling tummy began to urge Lily on. She hopped off the chair and opened the fridge looking for milk or a snack. But sadly, it was empty. Then, her eyes landed on a bag of white powder on the table. Driven by childish curiosity and hunger, Lily decided to explore the bag herself. In the blink of an eye, the tidy kitchen turned into a battlefield. And and Lily looked like she was lost in a winter wonderland with flowers scattered everywhere. The door opened, and Dad walked in with fresh eggs in hand, but his smile vanished instantly.
Trời ơi, cái gì đấy? Hả?
Oh my goodness, what is this? That powder is so dirty, sweetie.
Nè, xem nào. Ui giời, cái gì thế này?
Looking at Lily's messy state, he teased.
Ui giời.
Trying to make bao buns, are we? Too messy. Let's stick to making kimbap.
Đây là bánh bao nhé. Đây.
After a strenuous clean-up session, the duo got back to unfinished business.
Đây là bánh kimbap nhé. Được không? Có trứng rồi ha.
Lily, now scrubbed clean, was back to her sharp, quick-witted self. She carefully handed each egg to Dad, watching intently as he cracked and whisked them.
Đó. Rồi, đây bỏ bì nhá. Cẩn thận đừng chọc tay vào đấy nhé con, bẩn nhá. Rồi, lấy trứng kia nữa cho ba. Trứng kia. Đây đây. Đúng rồi, tốt quá. Rồi, cẩn thận con, cẩn thận. Đúng rồi, cẩn thận nào. Rồi, đánh trứng nhá. Cái đánh trứng ha. Đây. Giời ơi. Rồi. Đây con, nào đây nào. Rồi, bây giờ mình lên lửa nhé. Đứng sát vào ba nhé, nóng lắm á. Cho một xíu dầu nhé. Rồi. Đậy lại này. Chả tí nhé. Rồi, dầu sôi.
The oil sizzled in the pan as Dad poured the eggs in.
Wow. Đó.
Flipping them gently to create thin, golden sheets. Then came the most important part, rolling.
Rồi. Rồi, đây là mấy tấm này. Ok, làm tấm này nhé. Rồi, chính được rồi này. Rồi. Bây giờ mình chờ nó nguội cho mình cắt nhé. Rồi lấy cơm đi này. Cơm này. Đó. Cơm nó nguội nhé.
Dad took the hot rice and showed Lily how to spread it evenly on the crispy seaweed sheet.
Mình chả đều cơm rồi nhá. Rồi. Mình cho này vô nha.
Golden egg strips and fresh cucumber were placed neatly in the center. Together, they rolled it up.
Quật lại đi nè. Quật to quá hả? Ui trời. Đây là cắt bỏ nha.
Dad used a sharp knife to slice the long roll into bite-sized pieces. He trimmed off the messy ends, keeping only the perfect round pieces with the colorful filling bursting in the middle.
Đi vào đây coi. Đúng rồi. Đây nha. Nè. Đây đâu ha. Đẹp chưa này. Rồi, đi cầm bỏ đi coi. Cầm bỏ đây, bỏ xuống. Không phải. Bỏ cái đàng hoàng này, đây nè. Bỏ đây coi. Đúng rồi. Đây đi coi. Bỏ dưới đi. Giỏi. Rồi, bác xem nè. Giống phết nha.
To make it look even more appetizing, Dad had the idea to stack the kimbap pieces like a wood pile.
Yeah. Này giống kiểu đống củi vậy Ly nhỉ? Cái đống củi không? Đây.
Seeing the towering plate of deliciousness,
Đi nè.
Lily's eyes lit up.
Đi nè. Ok.
Finally, the moment they had been waiting for arrived. They sat down at the table.
Chờ đợi lâu lắm rồi đúng không? Đây, và có cái này cho Ly này.
Lily picked up a piece of kimbap, popped it into her mouth, and savored the blend of sticky rice, rich egg, and crunchy veggies. She ate deliciously, nodding her head in approval.
Ngon quá rồi, ngon quá. Ăn toàn cơm với Ly.
The afternoon's flower storm ended with a cozy meal filled with joy.
Ngon quá.
After lunch, to switch things up, Dad decided to take Lily out for a change of scenery. They excitedly headed to their favorite coffee shop. As soon as they walked in, they picked a small table in a comfy corner to enjoy the afternoon.
Đi ăn gì? Bỏ đồ ra Lily nhé. Được chưa? Đây. Nhiều nha.
Dad lovingly ordered drinks, and of course, a serving of fresh milk, specifically for his precious daughter.
Đây này. Đây ha. Đúng rồi, đây ha. Ok.
While waiting, Lily sat on her chair, strangely well behaved, looking serious like a child who understands she's waiting for a reward. Soon, the drinks arrived.
Lily qua nào. Ra tí nhé. Được không? Ra xíu ha. Nha.
Lily happily bowed her head to enjoy the first sweet sips of milk.
Dạ, ngon không? Rồi, nghiền tí nha. Rồi. Rồi đi. Rồi, ok không? Ngon không?
However, milk alone didn't seem to hit the spot. Seeing Lily looking a bit bored, Dad pulled out his wallet, handed her a bill and said, "Lily, take this and go buy some snacks, okay?" Waiting for just that, Lily proved how sharp she was.
Cho tiền Lily mua gì ăn nhé, được không? Ha, đây. Đây con, cầm lấy. Đây, đi xuống đi. Đây, đi mua hàng dương nhé.
She clutched the money, walked confidently to the counter like a real customer. And in a flash, returned to the table beaming with her trophy, a bag of fragrant sunflower seeds. Back in her seat, the main event began.
Đây. Đúng rồi đấy, đúng rồi. Ngon không? Này, qua đây ngồi.
Lily held the tiny sunflower seeds in her dexterous hands. Without any help, she shelled them with expert skill.
Bốc giỏi nha.
Dad sat beside her, watching affectionately as she tinkered with the seeds, occasionally whispering,
Đi bốc giỏi ha.
"Is it yummy?"
Đấy.
The peaceful scene, filled with the click-clack of seeds and Dad's laughter, lit up a corner of the cafe. After their outing, Lily and Dad returned home. Next stop, the bathroom, a familiar space filled with love between the two. Moving into the bathroom, Dad didn't rush to do everything for her. Instead, he wanted to encourage her independence. He gently urged, "Come on, take your shirt off." Finally, she managed to get the shirt off. Seeing her effort, Dad bent down and lovingly helped her remove her pants so she could get into the tub. The moment Lily soaked in the warm water, true relaxation began.
Sao? Sao?
She was washed clean, shaking off all the dirt.
Rồi, tắm đi. Bơi ra, bơi đi.
Dad scrubbed her gently, whispering, "Does that feel good, Lily?" Her half-closed eyes and blissful expression showed just how happy she was with the care.
Great job!
Nhớ cái nào phải lắc nha. Đấy, sạch chưa? Cái này, cái này. Đó, thấy không?
Lily was so well behaved and cooperative.
Nhấc tay lên cao, nhấc tay lên. Nhấc tay lên cao này, đúng rồi.
When Dad asked her to lift her arms to scrub her underarms and chest, she did it immediately.
Dad!
After the bath, Dad carried Lily out and dried her with a fluffy towel.
Này, Lily này, này. Này. Lily này.
Wow!
Lily đâu? Đấy. Ok chưa? Lạnh hả? Lạnh quá hả? Rồi, này bà sấy cho tí nhé. Lạnh thế này kia. Nằm đây.
Next came the blow drying.
Rồi, ok chưa?
Dad turned on the dryer, warm air blowing through her wet fur. He watched carefully as he dried her, checking if she was okay. At this point, Lily must be feeling very comfortable. The combination of the rhythmic humming of the dryer, like a lullaby, the soothing warmth, and Dad's hands brushing and massaging her fur made her incredibly sleepy. Unable to resist the comfort, she nodded off and fell fast asleep right in Dad's arms. Looking at Lily sleeping soundly, fresh and clean, Dad couldn't hide his emotion. He shared that his greatest happiness is simply taking care of Lily with his own hands every day.
He spoke to Lily with affectionate words, and she responded with a look of complete trust. A little later, he stood up, walked to a cabinet, and took down his helmet. It was time for him to go out. Lily understood immediately. As her dad's silhouette appeared at the doorway, a small figure trotted right after him. Lily stood behind her dad, her round eyes looking up, filled with a sky of hope. "Dad, can I come with you?" Seeing his daughter's eager face, her dad couldn't bear to refuse. "Of course, my little princess. Go inside and get your helmet." But at that exact moment, the phone in her dad's pocket rang.
Alo.
While still on the phone, her dad unconsciously wheeled the motorbike out into the yard, his mind completely absorbed in the conversation.
Dad.
After a bit of fumbling, Lily finally managed to get the helmet on securely. Filled with excitement, she ran out into the yard, ready for a fun trip. But the yard was empty. The motorbike was gone. Dad was no longer there. The smile on Lily's face vanished. She stood frozen, looking around in confusion. Where was Dad? Where had he gone without her? Elsewhere, after finishing his call, her dad was startled by the unusual silence. "Oh no, I forgot Lily!" he cried out in his mind.
Lily ở nhà lúc nào trời? Thôi hay đi mua đồ cho Lily ăn sao ha?
Meanwhile, back at home, Lily's little heart had sunk into disappointment. She shuffled to the gate, her sad eyes staring out at the empty road, and leaned her head against the bars, waiting in vain. Finally, when she knew for sure that her dad wasn't coming back, Lily trudged back into the house. She climbed onto a table and gently took off her helmet, setting it down as if laying to rest a broken promise. She then went into the bedroom, found a quiet corner, and curled up, sadness enveloping her small frame. At the same time, her dad, though feeling terribly guilty, had to continue to the market because his errand was urgent. After a while, feeling too suffocated inside the house, Lily went out to the garden and sat alone under a tree, her gaze distant. When her dad returned, he rushed into the house and went straight to the bedroom to search for her. "Lily, where are you?" He called out, his voice filled with worry.
Lily.
Not seeing his daughter, he hurried out to the garden, continuing to call her name. Hearing her dad, Lily, who was now sitting on the fence, was startled. A feeling of being hurt rose up inside her. She slid down and hid behind a bush. Lily didn't want to face the dad who had forgotten her.
Lily! Trời, đâu rồi? Chắc là giận mình thì sao nhỉ? Ly ơi!
From within the bushes, she watched him silently. She saw how agitated her dad was, running back and forth, even checking inside the storage shed. Seeing the worry and regret so clearly on his face, the resentment in Lily's heart began to melt away. After a few minutes of desperate searching, her dad finally spotted his daughter hiding behind the bush. He said nothing, but rushed over and swept Lily into his arms. He held her tightly, kissing her forehead and cheeks, his hand continuously patting her little back. Those actions were a substitute for 1,000 apologies, begging her to forgive his mistake. Feeling her dad's love and remorse, Lily nuzzled her head against his chest. She had forgiven him. The two of them walked back into the house together, the heavy atmosphere completely gone. "To make it up to my little princess," he said in a playful tone, "I have a surprise for you." He placed Lily neatly on a chair, and then, like a magician, he pulled a tiny, shiny black object from his pocket. It was a pair of miniature sunglasses. Lily curiously watched her dad carefully put the glasses on for her. The world around her became a little darker, but infinitely cooler. But the surprise wasn't over. Her dad then brought out a brand new bright yellow helmet, replacing the blue one from the broken promise. The new helmet fit perfectly. Now, with her black sunglasses and yellow helmet, Lily looked like a real cool biker.
Lily chào. Chào mọi người nhé. Chào, xin chào. Xin chào. Thôi đi ha, đi.
All right, Racer Lily, let's hit the road.
Đi đi ạ.
This time, the promise was kept. The dad and daughter, in their cool outfits, got on the motorbike together. The engine roared to life, starting a real journey. Lily sat in front, held securely within her dad's safe embrace. The wind gently rustled her soft fur. She delightedly watched the countryside scenery stream by, lush green rice fields, rows of trees that ran backward, and the white clouds drifting lazily across the sky. The motorbike stopped in front of a small roadside cafe with colorful plastic chairs. Her dad gently lifted Lily down, carefully took off her helmet and glasses, and chose a table with the best view.
Đi gọi uống gì kêu nha. Cô ơi, cho con menu cô.
He ordered a platter of mixed fruit and a glass of warm milk. Lily sat on the chair, her little legs dangling, curiously taking in everything.
Đẹp ha, đẹp ha. Ngồi yên, ngồi yên đó. Ngồi yên chờ tí ha. Đấy, chờ tí bà mang ra ha.
Before long, a plate of fresh, colorful fruit was brought out. Her dad carefully used a fork to spear a piece of apple and fed it to Lily. The apple was crisp and sweet. She happily accepted, her cute little mouth munching with delight, her eyes crinkling with joy.
Pha xong uống sữa nhá. Được chưa?
Just like that, he patiently fed her piece by piece, chatting with her as he did. After the fruit,
Đi ra đi chơi. Thấy không? Đúng rồi. Đúng rồi. Ngon ha. Sao? Đây này, còn miếng đây này, anh đang cầm miếng đây này. Ngồi yên chờ tí nào. Bỏ đi, bỏ. Sao? Nóng đấy. Nóng đấy. Đây này. Cô. Này, nóng rồi, chưa này.
he gently stirred her milk, carefully tasting it himself to make sure it was cool enough before giving it to her to drink.
Nóng ấy. Nè. Rồi, chờ bạn tí ha. Được không?
Lily held the glass and took a long drink, leaving an adorable little white mustache on her lip.
Đấy, ngồi đi. Ngon quá ha. Đã quá ha. Đã quá ha. Được không? Hôm nay Ly khỏe mọi người ạ. Bây giờ đi uống xong mình cho Ly đi chơi nhá. Nào đi chơi ha. Đi dạo nhá. Được không? Đã quá ha. Cầm lên này. Đúng rồi. Sâu ruột đúng rồi.
The two of them enjoyed their light meal together, watching the people pass by in a perfectly joyful and peaceful atmosphere.
Hết luôn. Cố lên nào, hết luôn. Rồi, hết rồi. Chà. Chà.
After Lily was full, her dad even took a napkin, meticulously wiped the trace of milk from her lip, and carefully cleaned each of her little fingers.
Ăn thấy táo không? Không ăn nữa hả? Không ăn bỏ đây. Không ăn. Thôi ha. Đi nè, chơi nhá. Rồi xong rồi ha. Rồi mình đi chơi nhá. Tính tiền đi chơi nhá. Nhá. Ha. Rồi các bạn. Vào đây. Nha, chơi ha. Tiền nhé. Đúng rồi không?
After paying, they didn't hurry home. Instead, her dad found a clear spot on the railing of a small bridge and sat down, holding Lily. They sat together in silence, watching the gentle river flow. The soft afternoon sun cast a sparkling golden layer on the water's surface. Her dad pointed out the lush green water hyacinths drifting with the current and the occasional small fish that would leap from the water. Lily was completely relaxed. She leaned her head against her dad's chest, listening to the soothing sound of the lapping water and feeling the steady beat of his heart. All the morning's sadness had been washed away by the river, leaving only warm love and perfect peace between them. The outing came to an end, and the exciting adventures had left the little monkey exhausted. Lily fell asleep almost immediately on her soft bed. Not wanting to disturb his daughter's sleep, her dad quietly went out to the garden behind the house, where the apple tree was heavy with fruit, and began to pick a basket of fresh, delicious apples. The morning sun streamed through the window, waking Lily. She stretched out long, feeling her body full of energy. She didn't see her dad, but this time Lily wasn't worried. She knew he was just nearby. With incredible independence, Lily started her new day on her own. She dutifully went to the bathroom and skillfully climbed onto the tall sink. She grabbed her tiny toothbrush, put toothpaste on it herself, and began to brush her teeth like a pro. After rinsing her mouth, she even drank cool water straight from the tap to start her day fresh. Just then, her dad returned with a basket of plump, bright red apples.
Chào Ly nhá, mới dậy hả?
Seeing that his daughter had already gotten herself clean, he couldn't hide his pride. "Good morning, my diligent little girl," he said, stroking Lily's head. To reward her for being so responsible, he decided to make a special snack.
Rồi, đi lên đây. Đi lên đây. Rồi, đúng rồi. Ai ngoan nè, ai ngoan nè. Ai ngoan nè. À, đi ngoan đúng không? Rồi, đi vào đây nhé. Ly chào này. Chào. Đi đâu đi đây? Đây vào đây ha. Trên này là ba để khách không được trèo lên nhé. Thấy chưa? Chào nhé.
He took an apple, skillfully peeled away the thin skin, and cut it into small, bite-sized pieces.
Sao? Này, nguyên vỏ luôn vậy. Chờ tí nha. Bỏ đây nhé. Đây Ly này.
Lily was very excited. Her dad demonstrated first, putting a few pieces of apple into a glass. Lily understood immediately. Her tiny hands carefully picked up the pearly white apple slices and slowly dropped them into the glass.
Ngon không? Thôi không được thế đâu. Không được như thế đâu. Đúng rồi. Bây giờ ba tìm ly giá nho nhé.
After the layer of apples came the grapes.
Đấy.
She meticulously plucked each grape from its stem and put it in, creating a beautiful layer of green.
2 cái luôn nha. Đi giỏi quá nhỉ. Đây ba thử thêm đây quả này nha. Dâu này. Nè. Xích đây nè, xích tránh xích này. Ba nhìn thấy gì đấy. Xích ở bên này. Đây. Đấy, còn tự làm của mình đi. Đúng rồi. Thao vào ăn nhé. Ngon hả? Đây. Đúng rồi. Rồi. Thêm vào đây nha. Đây nha. Rồi bình tĩnh nha. Đây.
Finally came the sweet longan pulp.
Thêm vào nữa nha. Đây. Đây con. Được không? Ta quạt nó đều nha. Đây vào đây ha. Thăng vào đây.
Which was a little slippery and took her some effort to place.
Được sao? Được sao? Thấy tôi chua rồi. Bây giờ đi mua sữa chua cho ba nhé. Nha.
Okay.
Đi mua sữa chua nhé.
Seeing her dad preparing food, Lily wanted to contribute more.
Đúng rồi, đúng không?
She trotted off to get a bag, then quickly ran to buy a cup of yogurt. While Lily was busy with her mission, her dad carefully cut a few slices of bright red watermelon for decoration.
Đây nè, đây ba này, giỏi lắm. Đưa cái túi ra, đưa cái túi ra, đưa cái túi ra. Đúng rồi. Để bà xếp lại thêm tí nữa nha. Đây rồi vô nha.
The glass had now transformed into a work of art, a lavish fruit medley with brilliant layers of color, the result of their teamwork.
Chờ đợi một tí nữa mới ngon nha Linh nhá. Thấy chưa? Cái dư quá rồi nhỉ. Thử bỏ đấy không? Thử bỏ đấy không? Đây. Đây này. Thêm nhé. Đi ngồi đứng lại. Ngồi quá hả? Nè. Tao xuống đi. Ra bàn đi. Đi. Cái này ở đây lấy cái tiền con. Đúng rồi, lấy tiền đi. Đó. Rồi, trời ơi, không biết hả? Tốt quá hả?
The dad and daughter sat down together to enjoy their delicious snack. The sweetness of the fruit blended with the creaminess of the yogurt to create a wonderful flavor.
Và đây dành cho tí nhá. Rồi ăn đi. Ăn hốt nữa hả? Ăn hốt nữa hả? Ăn hư hả? Đây. Đúng rồi, phải ăn như vậy nhá, đúng rồi đấy. Rồi, vừa nói xong câu trước câu sau rồi. Câu trước câu sau là Ly quên rồi. Sai đi, sai rồi, sai lại. Đúng rồi đấy. Xem đi ăn hỗn cỡ nào.
After they finished, her dad took a warm cloth and wiped Lily down, making her clean and fresh. Now, we need to get ready for dinner, he said.
Lily nhé.
Today, my daughter will be the
Lily
one to go to the market for me.
Muốn cho Lily ra ngoài đi mua đồ để cô ấy đi chơi luôn. Nè, đi dạo chơi ngoài cho thoải mái nhé Lily nhé. Thấy chưa? Nè, đi ra lấy mũ đi. Nè, lấy mũ đi kìa. Lấy túi lấy mũ đi. Đúng rồi, mang cái đây.
He got Lily a cute hat,
Lấy túi nữa.
a small crossbody bag, and a little wagon.
Đeo vào đi con, đeo vào. Đấy. Thứ đó đây này. Rồi mày đeo túi vào đi. Đúng không? Con cho tiền này.
Most importantly, he placed some money in her hand, entrusting his daughter with a mission of great confidence.
Bây giờ Ly đi ra chợ này, đi mua này, mua đồ ăn này, đi mua đồ ăn cho dê đấy nhá, được không? Này đi bỏ đấy nhá, con ngồi này, này, bỏ Ly nhá. Rồi cẩn thận mất đi chưa? Này, đi ra
Lily was incredibly excited. She put on her hat and bag and bravely pulled her little wagon out of the house. Her destination was the bustling country market, not far from home. The familiar village path now became a stage for her to show off her independence. Meanwhile, at home, her dad didn't rest. He took the opportunity to do their laundry, the small house filled with an air of diligent work. At the market, after some careful selection, Lily filled her wagon with all sorts of fresh vegetables and pulled it home triumphantly. Her dad came out to the yard to welcome his little shopper home. Seeing the wagon filled to the brim with fresh vegetables, the result of his daughter's labor, he couldn't hide his pride and emotion. He sat down, opened his arms wide, and praised her endlessly. "My daughter is so clever. Thank you so much." They joyfully brought the spoils into the kitchen to prepare a special dinner. Her dad began to prep the ingredients Lily had worked so hard to buy. He gave Lily some very important jobs. He took a green bean and showed Lily how to snap it, making a fun snap sound. Lily immediately copied him. At first, her small fingers were a bit clumsy, but after a moment, she figured out the trick and did it skillfully.
Cảm ơn Ly nhé. Đây của con đây.
The little kitchen was filled with the rhythmic snap, snap of the beans, full of laughter and a sense of perfect teamwork.
Đây. Tiếp bọn luôn nhé. Cái này mình chia cho dê một nửa nhé, rồi ba làm cho Ly một nửa ha. Bẻ con, bẻ. Cái này bẻ ra con. Đúng rồi. Ngon không? Đúng rồi. Giỏi quá. Đây rồi. Này cái kiểu bán nhỉ chị nhỉ? Để cái. Rồi đó đây. Đây. Đây rồi. Đây là cái cà rốt nhé. Rồi nó bỏ kia đi. Đây nữa. Đây nữa. Bỏ đi con. Đây. Bỏ. Đúng rồi, đây cái này. Xuống dưới đi con. Rồi, đây nữa.
When all the ingredients were ready and her dad began to cook,
Đây, bây giờ bạn làm cho ly táo bạn nhé, được không? Ha, làm ly táo nhé, xong rồi bạn luộc cái kia nhé. Đấy. Cẩn thận nhé. Táo ngon đấy ha. Ok được không? Đúng rồi đấy. Rồi, đây nữa không? Có lên nữa không? Thêm nữa không? Ngon không? À, ngon hả? Đây. Đây. Bỏ đi con. Đây này, cẩn thận rơi hết nha. Rồi, ra đây phải cho đi này. Đi. Đi ngoan đó, cẩn thận ly nhé. Có xuống ghế đi con. Ngoan đâu? Đúng rồi, ly ngoan nhỉ? Bắt tay ly cái này. Đấy. Đây có ly này.
while she waited, Lily sat properly in her chair, using her small fork to spear and enjoy the crisp, sweet apple slices.
Đi vào ăn cái ly nhé.
Before long, the first dish was ready. A delicious aroma filled the air.
Vẫn còn đói bụng hả? Trời ơi. Đây, cho ly này.
Her dad brought out a plate of steaming, bright green boiled green beans. This was the greatest prize from her trip to the market.
Cứ bỏ cái này cho làm cho dễ nhé. Ngon quá à? Không được, ngon quá hả? Đây này. À, đi ăn cà rốt à? Ô, cà rốt ngon vậy hả? Đúng rồi đấy. Đậu cũng ngon mà Linh nhỉ?
The video ends with an incredibly heartwarming image. Lily sitting in her chair, eating sweet apple slices while enjoying the green beans she had helped bring home.
Rớt kìa, đây rồi.
Dinner that night was perhaps the most delicious meal ever, because it was not only cooked with her dad's boundless love, but was also created from her own effort and proud contribution.
Đây nữa. Rồi, con bỏ xuống đi. Rồi. Ăn xong chưa? Từ từ đã, ăn xong rồi đã, ăn xong rồi đánh răng nhé. Ăn xong đi, 3 dặm này đi đánh răng đi ngủ nhé. Ta đi nào đi. Đi coi. Đúng rồi, xuống đấy đánh răng đi. Đi coi. Đi đánh răng đi ngủ nhé, chưa? Đi đi. ra. Đi xem này đi em ngủ nhá. Đây. Thích cái nào? Sao? Đây này, đây này. Con lạc đà này, thấy không? Con lạc đà này. Cuốn thứ 8. Con lạc đà đấy, đúng rồi. Khiên hay thậm chí hủy diệt một sự sống, nhưng chỉ có năng lượng vô tình, vô hình của tình yêu mới có thể mở trái tim con người. Và trước khi tôi làm chủ được công nghệ, tôi vẫn chẳng hơn gì một kẻ bán hàng trong chốn chợ đời. Trong những cuộn giấy xa này, tôi tuyệt đối sẽ không xem nhẹ chúng, dù chúng ngắn gọn hoặc đơn giản đến đâu đi chăng nữa.
A sudden August downpour shattered the quiet of the small house, where Lily was engrossed in the world of cartoons.
Barbecue.
The first rumble of thunder didn't startle her. Oh! But a flash of lightning outside the window sparked an image in her mind. The line of sun-scented clothes her dad had washed that morning. Oh no, she cried out softly. Without a second's hesitation, she rushed to find her umbrella, one as bright yellow as the sunshine she adored. Her small feet scurried out into the garden as the rain began to fall harder, splashing coolly against her face. Just as she arrived and reached out to pull down the first shirts, Lily was stopped by a faint, lost cry nearby. Amidst the white sheet of rain, a tiny, trembling yellow dot looked hopeless. A lost duckling! Her heart tightened. Forgetting all about the soaking laundry, Lily's eyes could only see the tiny, fragile creature. She hurried over, tilting her umbrella to shield the duckling. Under the yellow canopy, she sat down, using her own small body to give her new friend more shelter, hoping her warmth could chase away the rain's chill. The two of them, one big and one small, warmed each other in the bleak, rainy scene. When the rain subsided, Lily gently carried the duckling into the house. She placed it in a basket lined with a soft cloth and carefully dried its silky, downy feathers with a towel. Sheltered and warm, the duckling nuzzled its small head against Lily's hand and let out a soft, clear chirp that sounded like, "Mom, Mom!" That clear cry felt like a warm stream flowing deep into Lily's soul. She was stunned for a moment, then giggled. A strange, sweet, and sacred feeling welled up inside her. She knew that, from this moment on, she had a small, lovely responsibility to protect. Suddenly remembering her unfinished task, Lily rushed back outside to gather the clothes. With no place to hang them inside, the clever girl draped the clothes over her set of wooden chairs. Then pulled her electric fan close, turning it to the highest setting to dry them. When her dad came home, he was surprised by his daughter's invention. Lily excitedly showed off the new family member and recounted the story of rescuing the little duckling. Her dad didn't just praise his daughter's responsibility. He was immensely proud of her kind heart. He pulled Lily into his arms for a tight, warm hug. Outside, the rain continued to fall. But inside the small house, a gentle fairy tale had been written with love, innocence, and compassion. The duckling had found a family, and Lily had learned her first lesson of unconditional love, a feeling even warmer than the sun itself.
Later, as sunlight filled the small house, Lily's dad was busy with a pile of laundry. While Dad was busy with housework, Lily played obediently by herself in the room. Although it was quiet, Dad's heart was heavy with worry. Due to work pressure, it had been a long time since he could take Lily to see her mother and big sister. He silently promised to arrange a family reunion soon. In a small corner, seemingly feeling that same longing, Lily stared at the phone, watching old videos of happy memories with her sister over and over to feel less lonely. Halfway through the morning, Lily called out for Dad. But he he was so focused on his work that he didn't hear her.
Dad.
Without crying or getting discouraged, the little Lily began to plan a special mission. She decided to prepare a snack by herself. The image of the little girl struggling with a box of instant noodles would surprise anyone. Although she was tiny, Lily's movements were strangely skilled and smooth. There were moments when she paused, blinking her eyes as if searching her memory for the next step. Then, those small hands carefully opened the package. Poured in the water. And didn't forget to cover it tightly so the noodles would cook. A precise process that not every child her age could do. After a few minutes of waiting, Lily had completed her first masterpiece and began to enjoy the result happily. When Dad finished the housework and returned to the room,
Ồ, đi làm gì
he
ăn?
was stunned to see his daughter eating noodles.
Ăn đi con, ăn đi.
Did you make that yourself?
Ừ.
His surprise quickly turned into immense pride.
Ngon nhỉ?
He couldn't stop praising his daughter's cleverness and independence.
Đây. Ăn đi nha.
The atmosphere in the room became incredibly warm when Dad leaned down to ask for a bite. Delicious, Dad praised, making Lily smile brightly. The two of them happily shared the cup of hot noodles. Dad even gently suggested adding a little seasoning to make it tastier.
Đúng rồi, đi ăn giỏi ha.
That simple meal not only filled their hungry stomachs, but also filled the empty spaces of longing with Dad's warm love. The weather was beautiful this morning, so Dad decided to treat Lily to a ride on their familiar motorbike. Lily sat nicely in front. The cool wind made her delighted, and her eyes sparkled with joy as she watched the streets with her dad. Their destination was a fresh fruit stall. As soon as they arrived, Lily quickly turned into a helpful assistant.
Lấy nữa con.
She ran around, picking the best fruits just as Dad wanted.
Lấy đi. Lấy đi.
Her tiny hands were quick and nimble. Lily carefully picked yellow oranges and juicy red apples.
Vào đây. Vào đây. Vào đây. Lấy nữa, nữa. Nữa. Nữa, đây này. Đây, vào đây. Được rồi. Tiền nha. Bỏ đây đi. Đây, 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 đây. Đây con, bỏ lên trên. Bỏ lên trên. Đây, Lily.
And put them in the basket. Not only did she pick the fruit, but Lily also acted very grown up by helping Dad carry the heavy basket to the scale for the seller to calculate the price.
Cân mang về. Bỏ đi con. Đây này. Bỏ lên trên. Ôi, ôi. Đây, đây, đây. Kia. Để của bạn người ta nhé. Hết rồi. Bán nhé.
When Dad gave her the money, Lily took it and politely handed it to the shop owner.
Rồi, bỏ cái kia đi này đi. Bỏ cái này thôi. Ôi, đây. Lấy cái cây đi con. Đây là Ly. Ly. Đây. Bỏ đây con. Ly. Bỏ đi thôi. Bỏ đây. Bỏ đây. Đây nữa. Đây Ly. Rồi đi. Đây, đây, đây. Chào. Đi chào đi, chào. Chào.
Not forgetting to wave goodbye very obediently before leaving.
Đi nhé.
After shopping, Dad and his daughter decided to have a sweet party right in their green garden at home. However, on the way to carry the things to the garden, a small incident occurred. A mischievous orange suddenly fell from Lily's hand and rolled on the ground. Dad gently reminded her, "Be careful, sweetie," and then they picked up the orange and continued walking.
Rồi, chờ tí. Ngon không đi? Đấy. Ngon không? Đấy, cầm một con chọn đấy nhá. Đây là ly chọn đấy, ngon quá ha. Ly này, thấp quá hả? Đây, bà ly cao tí nhé.
Finally, under the shade of the garden,
Đó.
Lily excitedly ate the apple she had chosen herself.
Tốt lắm. Đúng rồi đấy.
Dad asked kindly,
Ngon không?
"Is the apple tasty?"
Hợp lý đúng không?
Seeing Lily nodding and eating passionately, Dad smiled and encouraged her to eat a lot, so she would grow up fast.
Được không Ly? Đấy, mình lý hết một quả nha.
While looking around, her sharp eyes suddenly stopped at a pile of dry straw. Oh, it was a nest of chicken eggs, white, round, and sitting silently. Lily tiptoed closer, looking front and back. Luckily, the fierce mother hen didn't seem to be home. But just as Lily was about to reach out, a loud noise rang out right behind her. Lily jumped, her heart pounding as if it wanted to leap out of her chest. But it turned out to be just, "Bebe, good heavens, Bebe, you almost made me faint." Lily sighed in relief, patting her chest to calm herself down. Seeing a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, Lily decided to bring a few eggs home as a gift for Dad. But Lily is a very understanding little girl. Looking at the full nest, she told herself, "I shouldn't be greedy. If I take them all, Mother Hen will be very sad." Thinking that, Lily only gently picked up a few, carefully leaving 2 eggs neatly in the nest. She dashed away like the wind, leaving behind the fear of Mother Hen's peck. Suddenly, the sound of clucking echoed from afar. Red alert! Mother Hen is coming back. Without hesitating, Lily hugged her spoils tight and ran for her life. Dad had also just returned from the market, holding a bag of juicy red tomatoes and fresh carrots. Seeing his daughter sweating buckets, but carefully cradling a few eggs, Dad was both surprised and amused. Eggs combined with the tomatoes I just bought? That's a masterpiece. Dad praised her.
Ồ, đâu rồi Ly? Đâu có thế nào cũng sợ. 2 quả ha. Giỏi quá nha. Ba làm trứng ốp la cho Ly nhé, ốp la cà chua nhé. Được không? Ốp la cà chua nhé. Rồi đi qua đây. Nè. Ốp la cà chua nhé.
Dad and daughter excitedly went into the kitchen.
Đây. Đây, ba có đồ này. Làm trứng ốp la cà chua cho Ly nhé. Đây. Để rửa đi rồi xong mình làm nhé. Được không? Cà rốt băm mà được không? Nhé. Rồi, ba đang rửa này. Đây là cà chua đi nhé. Rồi, vào đây này các. Đây, mình bỏ vào đây nhé. Bây giờ mình cắt cà chua nhé, Ly ngồi đây giúp ba nhé, được không? Đây ngồi đây. Giúp ba nhé. Đây ha. Đây chua nhé, được không? Nè.
Lily was given the most important task, handling the tomatoes. She acted very professionally, her hands quickly putting the clean tomato slices into a bowl.
Đây nữa. Đây nữa. Rồi, mình làm 2 quả thôi ha.
This is Lily's favorite dish, so she worked with unusual enthusiasm.
Đây nữa. Đây nữa đi. Giỏi quá. Đây con. Đây luôn. Đây nữa. Đây. Giỏi quá. Bây giờ mình lấy trứng Ly nhá. Nè. Đó. Để mà chặt ra bỏ đây ha.
Dad cracked Lily's trophy eggs into the bowl of tomatoes.
Đó. Chú cha. Cẩn thận nha. Rồi, chào bà tí nha. Ly, ngồi ngoan con, ngồi ngoan con, đúng rồi. Ngồi ngoan nhá. Đi qua đây con, qua đây.
Here, stir it well, sweetie, Dad instructed. Lily held the chopsticks, beating the eggs enthusiastically, blending the golden yolk with the red of the tomatoes to create a beautiful mixture.
Rồi, trứng này ngon lắm đúng Ly. Rồi, ok rồi. Rồi. Sao? Rồi, qua đây ba này. Đây mình hấp nha.
Then, everything was put into the pot to be steamed.
Bà đợi Ly cẩn thận nhé. Rồi, ok. Sẽ dọn dẹp cái này tí ha. Dọn dẹp một tí xong rồi mình ăn ha. Dọn dẹp này tí đi ha. Đúng rồi. Ui, vẫn còn một quả Ly này. Trứng gà đi lấy ngoài vườn hả? Hay ở đâu?
While waiting, Dad gently asked about her adventure getting the eggs.
Nhưng mà sao ba luộc lên là ăn mỗi lòng đỏ không ăn lòng trắng đi? Hả? Thích lòng đỏ hả? Dạ. Hay là ba luộc cái này luôn nhé. Luộc không? Hay là dành? Dành nhá. Dành cất tủ lạnh nhá. Này bà cất ở đây nhé. Xôi đi kìa. Đó, thấy không? Đó. Sắp được rồi kìa. Kìa đi kìa. Sắp được rồi kìa, thấy không? Kìa, đây sắp được rồi này. Đó, chín kìa. Đấy. Thấy không? Cẩn thận nóng nhá, đừng để tay vào đây nóng nghe chưa? Kìa đi kìa, sắp được rồi kìa, thấy không?
Finally, the most awaited moment arrived. The fragrant aroma of the steamed egg and tomato soup rose up. Dad kindly scooped a spoonful, blew on it to cool it down, and fed Lily. The rich taste of the egg mixed with the mild sourness of the tomato delighted Lily, and she ate deliciously.
Không, bỏ tay ra. Bỏ tay xuống. Con bỏ đây trước, đúng rồi. Sao? Ổn không?
Even though it was just a simple soup, to Lily, it was the best meal ever because it contained her little adventure and Dad's warm love.
Không, bỏ tay xuống. Đây, bỏ tay xuống, bỏ tay xuống.
That morning, the house felt a bit quieter than usual. Lily, the little monkey, was under the weather. Her face looked tired with a white cooling patch stuck firmly on her forehead.
Dad. 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 Oh.
However, the moment she saw her dad gathering his tools to head out to the garden, Lily's eyes suddenly lit up.
Huh? Dad.
Despite her exhaustion, she refused to leave his side.
Dad.
Waddling after him as if to say, I want to help you, Dad.
Chơi ba hả? Ủa mà thằng đi đâu? Trời ơi.
Seeing his fragile little girl, the father couldn't help but feel a pang of
Ra ngoài nắng
sympathy.
lắm, thấy chưa?
He tried his best to
hả?
talk her into staying
Đi
home
hả?
to rest and recover, but her
Đi rồi,
adorable
đi đâu kia
stubbornness
đẩy khoai.
eventually won him over.
Thôi được rồi, để cho ba dẫn Ly đi chơi nhá. Nhá. Nhưng mà chờ ba tí để ba lấy cái ô đã ha.
Giving in to his little princess, Dad began preparing for their most special garden trip yet. He carefully packed a basket and a water bottle, making sure not to forget Lily's treasures.
Rồi đi nào. Đi ra đây chứ. Ừ. Đi. Thôi được rồi, con ngồi đây cho mát nhé. Đây, con ngồi đây. Đây. Đưa tay này cho ba nhé. Con ngồi đây. Để con làm mát cho con nhé.
He set up the giant red umbrella right in the middle of the garden like a portable porch, creating a cool little haven where Lily could relax while still keeping an eye on his
Đi
work.
đây nhá. Đây cho mát nhá. Được chưa? Đi ra ngoài nhá. Ngoài nắng ha. Nắng lại ốm rồi chưa? Ha. Tí nữa ba phải ba luộc khoai cho Ly ha. Chờ ba tí ba ra ba lấy khoai và luộc cho Ly ăn nhé. Được chưa? Ngồi đây chơi ha. Đi ngồi đó ha.
Under the garden sun, Dad was busy harvesting big, round sweet potatoes. At first, Lily sat obediently under the shade, watching her dad's every move with the hoe.
Ly khát nước không? Ba lấy nước cho Ly uống nhá. Chờ ba tí ha.
But soon,
her eagerness took over. While Dad stepped away for a moment to get some water, Lily inched out of the shade. With her tiny hands and deep focus, she worked hard to pick up the scattered sweet potatoes, carefully placing them into the basket like a true little farmer.
Ủa? Ai dọn khoai vậy?
When he returned and saw the sight, Dad was both surprised and deeply moved by his daughter's
Dọn khoai giúp ba luôn
devotion.
à? Ra xếp khoai giúp ba luôn hả? Trời ơi, giỏi quá ha. Ba lấy nước cho con này. Đây, nước của con này. Khát nước không? Khát nước rồi hả?
He gently gave Lily sips of cool water to quench her thirst under the heat.
Đấy, khát nước lắm đúng không? Hôm nay nắng quá ha. Ba làm xíu mà say sẩm đây này. Tôi uống nước rồi đi bay về ba làm cái này cho con ăn nhá. Được không? Nha. Ăn con uống nước xong rồi đi về nhá. Đây ha. Rồi để mang về luôn ha. Đi nào. Đi nào Ly à. Đi.
After a long morning of hard work, the two headed home with a basket full of sweet potatoes.
Đi ăn nhá. Đã bụng đúng không? Đã bụng quá rồi. Đây, ba đi ngồi.
The small kitchen grew cozy as Dad began preparing the gifts from the earth.
Bỏ đây cho ba nào. Giỏi lắm. Đây nữa. Giỏi. Đây, con bỏ đi đi. Ngon quá, cảm ơn con. Đây nữa đi. Cảm ơn con nhé. Ngồi chờ ba tí ha. Chờ ba tí.
He meticulously peeled the potatoes, cut them into perfect bite-sized pieces, and washed them clean.
Đây này, thấy không? Bỏ này. Thấy chưa? Anh bỏ đi. Đúng rồi. Đây nữa này. Giỏi. Rồi thì lên nước nha. Tí nước nữa ha. Mình bật lên chờ xíu là được đúng không? Rồi xuống đây này. Đưa xem này. Rồi con ngồi ghế đi. Đây con ngồi ghế. Xem nào. Xem nào, xin đỡ xem nào. Cũng gần nữa rồi đấy ha. Đầu mát rồi đấy nha. Chỉ khó đợi một tí nữa nhỉ. Nhỉ. Con này để đây nhá. Chờ xíu rồi ăn nhá. Đây nè, ba xem này, đây ba xem này. Chưa. Sao, nay đi làm vui không? Tiết phụ người khác luôn hả? Giỏi vậy hả? Giỏi quá hả? Mệt sao mệt thì nghỉ ở nhà nhé. Nghỉ ở nhà ra ngoài nắng ốm lại đấy. Chưa con? Ăn rồi mai con mua đồ cho Ly nhé. Nha. Mai mua nước yến cho Ly uống cho nhanh lại sức nhé. Được không? Được không?
As the water in the pot started bubbling, Lily's patience was finally rewarded. Once the potatoes were tender, Dad didn't just give her a plain piece. He carefully cut them into cute little cubes so Lily could hold them easily.
Đi đây. Đỡ bụng nè. Ăn đi con. Ngon quá ha. Anh này bà lấy thêm sữa để uống nha. Được chưa? Được ngay mà, đỡ bụng rồi.
Lily happily enjoyed the sweet, nutty flavour of the potatoes. It seemed the deliciousness of the food made her forget all about her sickness and fatigue. To finish the recovery meal, Dad prepared a big cup of warm milk to give Lily the nutrients she needed to get well soon. Lily's story is more than just a trip to the garden. It is a beautiful testament to a sacred bond, where a father's tender care and a little monkey's innocent love blend perfectly together.
Hi.
One peaceful afternoon, Lily sat on her chair, her eyes fixed on the TV screen. She was wearing a tiny pair of glasses today, looking like a cute little scholar. However, the colourful world inside that wooden box couldn't keep her interest for long. Lily turned off the TV, took off her glasses, and decided to go on a little adventure in the backyard garden.
Oh.
Amidst the lush green leaves and the scent of wild grass, a tiny faint sound rose up. Peep, peep. Lily stopped in her tracks and gently parted the bushes. Before her eyes was a tiny duckling, its feathers a bright golden yellow, but it was shivering with fear. It seemed the little one had lost its mother and was wandering all alone in the vast garden. Instead of rushing, she knelt down softly and cradled the tiny soul in her arms. She whispered comforting words, her hands stroking the duckling to calm its fears.
Đi đâu rồi? Sao cái remote này ở đây? TV đang mở.
Back inside, noticing his daughter was nowhere to be found, Dad hurried out to the garden to look for her.
Lily. Ủa, làm gì Lily? Làm gì đó vậy? Ở đâu, vịt đâu đây?
He smiled when he saw the sight of his little girl sitting on the ground, preciously holding a golden fluff ball in her hands.
Vịt nè, thả xuống hồ Lily. Thả xuống hồ nhé. Nè, thơm miếng nè.
Lily looked up at her father with sparkling eyes as if to say, Dad, look at my new friend.
Giỏi quá ha. Ở đâu Lily? Con thấy ở đâu đây? Nhỏ vậy hả? Chắc nó lạc mẹ rồi. Để ba cho nó xuống hồ nhé. Đi Lia, đi ba nào, đi.
The two decided to take the duckling to the lotus pond at the end of the garden. They hoped the sound of the water and the scent of the lilies would help the duckling find its instincts, or better yet, find its mother nearby.
Này. Ra xuống hồ nhá, em bơi nhá. Đây đi nè, nè, này đi vai. Này, này đi nè. Đó. Wow. Đúng chỗ của em rồi.
However, the little duckling seemed too shy. It clung to Lily, not daring to go into the water. The pond remained still, and there was no sign of a mother duck.
Nước bơi đi, uống nước đi. Đây. Xuống hả? Qua đây đi, qua đây.
A flicker of sadness crossed Lily's face as she realized her little friend was truly lost.
Em giỏi quá. Hình như vịt này bị lạc mẹ Ly ạ. Mình bế vào nhà cho nó ăn nhé Ly nhá. Được không? Cho nó ở nhà nó ăn nhé. Đi nè, đi đây nè.
The sky began to cloud over, and light raindrops started to fall. Not wanting the duckling to catch a cold, Dad and Lily hurried back inside.
Đi Ly. Let's go Ly, let's go. Mưa con, đi đây. Nào vịt vào đây ha. Đây không, ngồi đây đi. Ngồi spa đi, ngồi đây đi. Đây ha.
In the cozy living room, Lily sat neatly on the sofa with the duckling by her side. She never took her eyes off her little friend, while Dad bustled about preparing the first meal for their unexpected guest.
Em ăn ha, để ba cho em ăn này. Đây, cám này, cám gà đấy. Đây, ăn thử nha, ăn thử đây.
When Dad brought out a small bowl of mash, Lily stepped into her role as a big sister. She was patient, using her tiny finger to point at the food, gesturing for the duckling to eat.
Nè, ăn đi. Nè, ăn đi. Đổ. Để bà cho em ăn nhé. Ly muốn thử hả?
At first, the duckling was hesitant, only staring at the bowl. Lily didn't give up. She kept cheering her friend on with the most tender gestures.
Đấy. Đúng rồi. Đó, tập ăn đi chứ. Đây này. Đấy. Nè đi này. Đấy. Em ăn hả? Tôi để em đây ha. Đi đói bụng chưa?
Lily watched closely, worrying when the duckling seemed thirsty and rejoicing when it finally took its first pecks at the food.
Được không? Tí sữa uống được trong em ha. Píp píp píp. Này, píp píp này. Đây này, píp píp. Píp 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 píp. Píp 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 píp. Đi ngồi đi chơi nha. Đi ngồi đi chơi với vịt nha. Để ba nè, ngồi chơi vịt đi. Để ba lấy sữa ha. Đi ơi. Có em ngủ hả? Đây bà làm cái ở chỗ ấm cho em ngủ nha. Ui, em giỏi quá hả, nó ngủ này. Vào đây ngủ nhá. Vào đây ngủ ha. Đây, thử miếng đi. Chỗ này là hả? Chỗ này là hả? Đây. Tí đói ăn nha. Được chưa? Vào đây cho Linh một hộp sữa nhé. Linh vào đây hộp sữa cho.
Dad brought out a carton of milk for Lily.
Ôi trời. Vào đây ha. Ở đâu mà lạc được em bé hả trời? Này, ăn đi này. Đói bụng không? Đói bụng ăn đi chứ. Lấy ly ăn đi kìa. Lấy ly ăn giỏi như kìa. Thấy chưa? Đấy, ly ăn giỏi như kìa. Uống sữa kìa. Thấy chưa? Dạ. Đúng rồi, phức à.
After a while of being comforted and coached by Lily, the duckling finally regained its confidence. It began to eat heartily. Witnessing that scene, Lily broke into a happy smile.
Đây. Giỏi quá. Vịt giỏi quá.
The two little friends, a little monkey and a little duckling, enjoyed their afternoon snack together in the peace of their home.
Đi xong chưa? Đi xong chưa? Xong rồi hả? Để cho ba xem nào.
Under Lily's affectionate gaze, the duckling no longer felt lonely. In this house, it had found a new family and a sister who was always ready to protect it.
Vịt giỏi quá. Đấy, vịt ăn rồi. Giỏi quá đấy. Kìa biết ăn này kìa, giỏi quá ha. Ồ, giỏi quá.